Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, and as you can see today, we are taking a look at Titanium Series Shockwave. Shockwave. Wow, you gotta love when the dyslexia kicks in. Soundwave. You know what, we're keeping that in. It's funny, and yeah, I'm an idiot. Let's point and laugh at it. Yes, so this is the Titanium Soundwave, and this is a figure that I see get a lot of flack, and I can both completely understand why, but also completely look past it. So, as you can see, for a bit of a weird, change of pace, he's starting off in robot mode here. It's a mostly decent-looking G1-y, Soundwave, other than this awkward full diaper looking lower torso here. Proportions here in this spot are pretty bad. Everything else is actually pretty neat though, so I'm not going to give it too much flack. I do have a bit of a loose leg here, so every time I pick him up it does sag down. Thankfully, for robot mode it needs to be up like that. Let's see if I can get him in here. Not the best painted. A lot of these titanium guys, they didn't do that good of a job on them, but from a distance, he looks alright, I can't actually tell if his visor is badly painted or just having a hard time with the shadows, but, he looks fine either way. He's one of the more die-cast heavy titanium figures I've seen, actually, so that's pretty cool. He's got his gun, he's got his little shoulder missile, he's got rotation at the shoulder. We're just going into posability right now, I guess. Rotation at the head. You can, aim the guns a little bit. Bend at the elbow. Rotation at the elbow. He does have a wrist rotation as well. The wrist is on a ball joint, but you mostly just get a little bit of downward motion. Downward motion. I'm doing fantastic tonight. But yeah, you get downward motion, and you get a little bit of a rotation out of it. That's about it. No waist rotation. The hips can kick forward. They can kick back. They can go out. He does have a knee. Bends 90 degrees. Basically, you're going to be taking all of his joints just straight to an extreme. They do not have midpoints. And you can bend his toes and, angle the heel a little bit if you need to or whatever. Fairly simple. Really cool thing, though, is he does actually have one of his cassettes. So, I gotta give him props for that. You can go up here, just open up his chest, and he does have Laserbeak in here. So, Laserbeak, just this little black and red lump. Nothing too incredible molding wise. Transforms really, really easily. Come down here, flip down the feet, open up the wings, and then fold out the head. There you go. Tiny, still pretty good Laserbeak. I haven't been able to find any way to really get him to perch on Soundwave or anything. You can kind of get his foot to clip on the little fin on Soundwave's shoulders, but that's really all there is. It works fine enough though. Just don't look at it from the wrong angle where it makes it very obvious that only one foot's connected. Go ahead, fold this guy back up. Pop him back in his chest. Also, take a moment to appreciate, nice molding on the inside of the tape deck, too. So, before this guy falls apart, quick note, yes, he does have, the little display stand. The display stands are all the same. I'm not going to bother messing with them. Some of my titanium guys have them. Some of them don't. I've literally just thrown them all in a drawer and said I don't care. So, we're not going to bother with that. But we are going to go ahead and get him transformed. So, first thing we're going to do is just take his guns, away, turn the head around, fold it down right there. Take the arms, rotate them around to the back. You'll take the wrists and you rotate them up there. And then this little tab that's hanging off will tab in right there on his back. Oh, and you will collapse the arm up ever so slightly at the elbow. So, collapse it up, rotate up. And see if I can get that lined up. There we go. Then, the way his legs work is actually kind of neat. So, you're just going to come down here, fold up the feet, fold the heels up into there, split his hips and crotch and everything completely, flatten it out, slide the hip joint there all the way out, bend it straight up, and then just collapse the leg all the way down. And then there's a little tiny nub, basically, and a little spot right there. That'll all just kind of sit down into itself and hold in place. So, same thing. Bring it out. This one actually, stays where you slide it, unlike the other side. But slide it out, bend it up. If you haven't already collapsed it all, collapse it down. And there you've got his little boombox mode. And, you know, it's simple, but it looks pretty cool. And especially for this size, I'm not going to lie, this guy was almost really good. If they could have just figured out a way to make, like, his, pelvis area fold together and then push up a little, just not have him quite so long in the torso, this thing could have been genuinely awesome. So, really quick, he does also store the guns in this mode. Go ahead, take this one, the shoulder turret, and this one will peg in right here into this hole. Notice that it even has a little positive and negatives on the weapons as they become the batteries. Come to this one, collapse the barrel in, and it will peg into the lower hole. So, there you go. Overall, for being a titanium guy and getting as much flack as he does, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. This one, yeah, they should have probably figured out a way to fix the torso thing, not make him quite so long. But everything else I really like, Like, the only thing he's really missing is, a battery panel, basically. Because I know the G1 guy, he did have, an actual panel that you clipped on over the battery weapons to hide them completely. I think the Masterpiece even does something like that. But, for being one of the few boombox figures that Soundwave got, that one's pretty cool. And I have to say, for as small as this thing is, when it's folded up, this is heavy. Like, this thing basically comes off as feeling like just a chunk of die-cast. This is, this is the heaviest titanium figure I've got. There is something really cool about it. So, if you can look past his weird, overly long, torso, you might have a little fun with this guy. Also, worth mentioning, buttons molded in, and there is actually a volume dial molded on this side of the tape deck. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah, fairly cool little guy. If you find him cheap, which it's very easy to find titanium figures really cheap, you might have some fun with them. Also, much thanks and shout out to the random mystery Twitter user who saw me posting somewhere else that I actually kind of wanted this figure and helped hook me up with this guy and two others that we will take a look at in a future video. So, thank you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.